Assalamualaikum everyone. Um, so like I was introduced, I'm a first year medical student at FIU. And I was asked to come here today and just talk briefly about my experience volunteering at UHI and how it helped me get to where I am today. So I was introduced to UHI Clinic through my dad, who I'm sure most of you know works with a lot of community organizations in South Florida. So when he told me that there was a clinic in Miami that provides free healthcare to uninsured patients who are below the poverty line, I knew that I wanted to be a part of that. So I decided to apply and I became a volunteer. This was back in 2021, so a few years ago, and I remained a volunteer for about 2 years. So what did I do as a volunteer? Most of the time, what I would do is I would be there weekly, and I would schedule patients, and when they came in for their appointments, I'd be interacting with them and their families. I would check them in, take their vitals, and place them in the room to wait for the provider. Occasionally, I'd have the opportunity to go into the examination room and shadow the provider while they diagnosed the patient and treated them. And then I was also trained by the medical assistants at the clinic to draw blood for lab work and also give flu shots. And then, as you all know, UHI does a lot of community outreach events, so as a volunteer, I was able to participate in those as well. One of the events that I participated in was a free flu shot campaign at the Islamic Center in Miami Gardens. So I think I can say, like, in 2 years, I was able to do a lot as a volunteer. So volunteering, not only was it a very eye-opening and humbling experience to be working with such disadvantaged populations in our community, but it was also a very unique form of clinical experience for someone like me who wanted to go to medical school. So I applied to medical school last year, and during my interviews with medical school, I was always asked to talk about my experience at UHI, the lessons I learned, how it impacted me, and then also the work that UHI does for the community. So I matriculated at FIU, and one of my classmates right now is also someone who was a medical assistant at UHI when I was a volunteer there. So, and it's not just us, the two of us who are in med school, but as you saw in the video, there's a lot of students who volunteered at UHI and went on to different med schools across the state and the country. So I would definitely say that my experience at UHI has been very rewarding for me. As someone who was there for 2 years, I can attest to the fact that everyone there, from the providers to the medical assistants to people in the office and people in administration working behind the scenes, everyone is working really hard to provide free healthcare for the disadvantaged people in our community, and I am very grateful to have been a part of that. Thank you.